estimation, seeing them in a scrimmage situation?
Well, I think until I go in and watch the film, it's always hard for a coach to say things. But I think that it's just like anything else. Our starting center got hurt right off the bat, I think the second play. And so you're underneath somebody a little bit different. I think it took a while to get into rhythm. But I've been doing this is 29 years. And every time you have a first scrimmage of some sort of that nature, that's pretty much how it goes. I mean, offense is usually a little bit behind. You don't have much timing. We're playing all kinds of people. You know, we got to really figure out before you can get timing and execution down. You got to play those 13, 14, 15 guys are going to play together all the time. We didn't do that today, so we looked more for for instance, David Cobb, a freshman running back. We're looking for guys that maybe can contribute that we haven't had here or something, or somebody that stepped up. So, and we knew we weren't going to be perfect execution. If we were, then we're probably in trouble. We're not going. You know, we've got work to do, and we know that on both sides of the ball. You know, we had some mistakes on both sides, and probably the best thing we did is we punted the football well and did some things of that nature. And then we had a few guys get banged, and when you get a few key players hurt, that it's probably good in camp for the next guy to have to step in. And Marquise had to get underneath another center. They haven't been underneath a whole lot, so it took a while for him to get used to it. But that's good. That's going to happen. So you got to be ready for those kind of things. So I think what happened today is pretty much what needed to happen, and we'll take that film back. You know, we've been going at it now for about, I think that was 10th practice, somewhere in those lines. We haven't backed off of them much. I think they're a little bit tired. I didn't think we moved. This is the first time I thought maybe we may be a little bit tired right now. But that's a mental game. You got to push through it. So, but we'll get better. But it's good film certainly for us to take a look at, and dissect, and see what we need to do to get better.
It seems like you're getting more comfortable with Cobb as a scrimmage runner.
Well, I've been comfortable with it since he's been here. He learns fast, you know. So as long as you learn, you got an opportunity to get better. And you know, the hardest thing it's like those receivers, young receivers going out there, running out there. They're trying to be fast, but their wheels are turning. I mean, they've been here for 10 practices and learned a whole different offense, a whole different deal. And we have such a young team. If you look at the roster, there's not very many seniors. In the offensive line, after Wynn got hurt, we think we got 2 seniors. The rest are freshmen and sophomores. We got all freshman running backs, I think, except for one. So it's a young football team. So today was pretty much, for some of them, a little bit unique experience. But really what was neat is that the young group, Dexter came in there, that young group had 25 plays. That huddle and that group of kids really did a good job of handling themselves, really. And that was good for our future. It really is. I was impressed with that.
Funny with the strength yesterday, what has been the difference when it went the punting game that's kind of clicked here in the last couple of days?
Well, the punter, I think your whole key, you get good protection. Your punter's got to hit the ball pretty good, and he's hit it pretty good the last 2 days, but got to hit it on game day. Anybody can hit him in practice, got to hit him on game day.
What's the early report on the game?
I don't know. I'm out there coaching. When you're coaching, it's just like on game day. Trainer comes up, says, "Hey, coach, you can't go," and you move on. And you sit there and this is good training for coaches. If you sit there and go, "Oh, geez, I get," then what do you? That's how you react in the game. You throw the next one in, and he's been getting reps too. So he's got to be the next one to get ready to play, because we can't sit there and tell you guys, well, we lost a couple of guys, so that's why we got beat. I mean, we got to coach them and get them better. So really, I bet you I go in there, I bet you that young center did a pretty good job today. Because, we really didn't have a lot of snaps on the ground, which I thought we might have. There was a couple in there.
When Wynn missed a couple practices because of death of family, I think Epping was the guy that
We've had Epping and Motla both have worked there. We've also had Olson work there, the true freshman. So we've got some guys in there that, you try to get your 5 best offensive linemen at the end of the day, whoever they are. And we're still trying to figure that out. We don't have to get all that figured out right yet. We can be patient and see how kids play over the next 2 weeks, because as we get going here, we have to worry about building a foundation on concrete here. And to do that, we're going to be real careful on decision making. And the only way you make good decisions is keep practicing. The ones that get hurt, like Wynn, we do know what he can do. Okay, and I hope he's okay. But we know what he can do. So we need to find out if that happens, who the next guy is. And so that gave us an opportunity today.
You say you expect them to make mistakes in the first scrimmage, but is it tough for you in the moment to watch it happen, to see them
Well, here's the thing, is that I think you know me pretty well. You've been following me all through spring practice and games. I don't think I've tolerated mistakes very well, and nobody does. And so, but it is what it is. I mean, we're not playing with 25 juniors and seniors. We're playing a lot of young people. They're going to make them. We got to just make sure they don't continue to make them. And if we're going to make them, I'd a lot rather do it on Tuesday afternoon on the 10th practice than on game day. And so you train them, you know, we'll show them what they did wrong, and then we'll point it out to them, and then hopefully they'll get it corrected. If they don't get it corrected, they keep making the same mistakes, it's hard to play that guy. If we got too many of them do that, then maybe we got to cut back on what we're doing. So, I mean, it's a fine line. We're not going to get, I can tell you right now, we're not going to get to do all the things we want to do. You just can't in the first year you take over a program when you've had 15 practices with it. You just can't. So we got to find out what we do and do well and stick with it and get through it and try to get better with what we know.
Is it true you have a drill where you actually have a fumble and then the quarterback has to